I fucking love this game. This is Total Carnage my Midway, kind of the spiritual sequel to Smash TV. Twin stick shooter. It borrows heavily from the spirit of the first Smash TV game. Very anarchic, very crazy. They added a little bit of patriotism to make fun of the first Desert Storm back in 1991, and it's just a whole hell of a lot of fun. It eschews the arenas from Smash TV, and as you can see, goes on to use large scrolling stages. But there are still areas where you'll be stuck in arenas blasting bad guys. I have it on free play with 7 lives because there's this annoying cuckoo clock sound when your character runs out of lives. So I'll get started and just want to show off this great game to you.
Send in the Doomsday Squad.
Well, there's your story, and away we go. My little guy is parachuted in, and we're just basically going to blow up everything in sight. The maps that appear at the beginning of each mission give you a general idea of what you need to do. You can pause and check all this stuff out. It's telling you where you are and where Orcus is, the first boss of the game. Now it uses basic twin stick controls. The original arcade game had 2 joysticks, and the right one fired, the left one moved. Pretty basic. Weird thing about Total Carnage is it actually had passwords, 4-letter passwords that let you skip around the game. It's not recommended if you want to get the good ending though. Finding passwords is pretty, you have to kind of look around because the game will give you little 4-letter words, like write them on the ground and help you out. This is a mine. You step on it, you die. It blows your guts out, and it's with a great scream and animation. One of the differences between Smash TV and Total Carnage is that you have bombs. Oh, first let me explain. 220 keys allows entry into the Pleasure Domes. The Pleasure Dome is the real goal of the game. Despite what everything else has said at the beginning, keys are what you want. And they're often hidden behind things. Ugh, that was stupid. Anyway, the blue bombs that look like little boxes, you press the start button to set one down. And when you set one down, they can blow up mines. And pretty much any enemy you can come across. In Smash TV, you had no way to destroy mines, and this is very helpful. Okay, we've come to a spot here where we're in surrounded and just doing a little arena shooting here. These are mine layers. They take multiple hits to destroy. You'll see that weapon power-ups drop in randomly. I have a rocket launcher right now that's especially useful against crowds. When you destroy the mine layers, all the mines they've laid will disappear. The orange running shoes with the Nike swoosh on them are speed up power-ups. That gray missile, or bomb, was actually like a smart bomb that clears the screen. The blue gun that I picked up now is a heavy machine gun with an extremely high rate of fire. It's not especially powerful, but it's useful. Now, one of the coolest things about the bombs is, if you use it on an extremely large target, you can call in an airstrike, which is devastating. The bonuses that appear and fly up to the left of into your character's portrait, they only matter if you're playing 2 players for competitive purposes. Now this tells you about instant warps. Instant warps are like little bonus stages, sort of. You don't have to go through them to beat the game, but it's recommended if you want all of the keys in finishing the game. You really have to go through it. Now you see that word Shoko up there, S-H-O-K? That's a password you can use. So let's go into the instant warp. Every instant warp provides you with a dog tag, which is a 1-up. Now in this case, I gotta use bombs to get through. Rescue the hostages and civilians. There's another dog tag. I'll try to get to him. Good, got it. These purple guys bounce around and vomit at you. Another dog tag. Yeah, but I got greedy there. That was my fault. When you die, your character does a little martyrdom thing where he sets off a bomb and kills everyone around him. The purple guys take multiple hits. I call them multi-hit enemies. And you have to shoot them multiple times. However, certain power-ups make it very easy to take them out. And now they're sending in the waves for the arena battle. These boxes that are flying in from outer space... I'm being careless because I'm trying to describe what's happening. The boxes that fly in from outer space are time bombs. You have to catch them and disarm them before they explode, because they'll kill everyone around you. I consider them pick up or else's. If you don't pick them up, you die. I've cleared the warp and there's a time telling me to get out. Just go back into the little hypno swirl there to go back. After you clear a warp, it reminds you of how many keys you've collected. The first mission, you don't really get that many, but you'll get a hell of a lot more in the second, especially the third missions. Set bombs here for call in airstrikes. You can see my bomb count in the upper left. However, after it reaches 9, it doesn't update anymore. I don't know why. The little yellow number underneath is how many hostages I've saved. I don't know why it keeps track of that. It doesn't really affect anything in the game. This flamethrower is one of the most useful power-ups because it takes out multi-hit enemies in one go. If you can, sometimes they are the small, short-range orange fire, and sometimes they're the huge, screen-clearing blue fire. There's no way to tell by the look of the power-up, so you have to just pick it up and see what you get. There's another instant warp up there, so I gotta pick that up. Go in there. See, there's another password that they usually give you for these. Now, this is why you have to do all the instant warps. There are keys everywhere. You won't be able to get enough keys if you don't do every warp. Now, this game, like Smash TV and most dual-stick shooters, is very much about crowd control. You gotta find the weak links in the crowds to survive, and move carefully. That was careless of me, I got too close. However, the game is an arcade game, so I can't imagine that there's any way to clear the game without dying. However, there are some strategies you can employ that will reduce your death count. The gems and money that appear sometimes are not especially useful, they're just for points. That's cool that they can actually run over their own soldiers. Now the bombs don't explode right away. It's very important to learn the timing of the bombs. There's like a second or two. See? Once you learn that delay, you can make the most use of them. Oftentimes, mines are hidden underneath flags and gems and other pickups, so you gotta be careful. I try to set mines when I see something that looks like a trap. Ah. These guys on the turrets are a pain in the ass because they take a ton of hits. They're very powerful multi-hit enemies, and they spray bullets everywhere. A flamethrower makes short work of them, so if you get lucky enough to find one when you're dealing with them, you won't have to worry. You gotta be careful. Your bullets can't hurt the hostages, but sometimes enemies will stand in the crowds of hostages so you can walk into them. So I just shoot through the crowd and take them out just to be safe. I'm not sure what the checkpoint means. There's always a dog tag near it, but it doesn't seem to have any bearing on gameplay. Now, barrels are kind of the equivalent of Mr. Shrapnel from Smash TV. They don't move, but if you don't destroy them with a bomb, they will explode and send a spray of goo out that can kill you. These homing missiles sometimes come out. they say excuse me and then fly into the screen, and the best way to destroy them is with the bomb because they take tons of bullets to destroy. This is the three-way spread, obviously, another holdover from Smash TV. Extremely useful. As you can see, the flamethrower is great for multi-hit targets. I didn't get to use it on this one, though. Okay, so you gotta learn to use the bombs effectively. Learn the delay so you can take out the missiles or they catch you.
I'll buy you for $1.
And that was a friendly terrorist message from General Akmu, who is actually voiced by Ed Boon, one of the creators of Mortal Kombat. Problem is, when you get back from the message, all the barrels are back. The blue ring is a barrier, the green barrier that protects you. More bouncy guys. They're multi-hit enemies, but the flamethrower takes them out quick. Oh, I wanted to demonstrate the big bomb, but I'll show you in a second. The big bomb is really useful because it gives you a burst of speed and it automatically sets 10 bombs behind you that don't cut into your bomb count. So it can be very handy, especially when there's mines around. Homing missile. Okay, got it. Okay, here come the big Mr. Butanes. Mr. Butanes use flamethrowers, but they can only fire them diagonally. But they still have long range, see? And they fire instantly when you get into their zone of fire. They take multiple hits, but bombs take them out pretty quickly. And you want to crowd into them with your barrier as quickly as you get one. Generally speaking, you want to avoid the sides and edges of the screen because of things like that. Every once in a while, the little soldiers remember that their guns can fire, so you gotta watch out. That green pickup, that thing that's surrounding me, I just call it a satellite. It's kind of like the barrier, except it's not all around you at one time. It will saw through any enemies, but you have to make sure it touches them. Now this warp is not really an instant warp. It looks like one, but it's marked a shortcut, which will send you ahead to the boss. But you don't want to take it because you'll miss all the keys between you and there. You want to blow up jeeps. See, there's that annoying cuckoo clock sound. As I was saying, you want to blow up jeeps because keys are always hidden beneath them. Problem is they take a ton of bullets, and sometimes the bomb explosions don't go where you want them to. If those slime blobs hit you on the way down, they'll kill you. Okay, another turret guy. There he goes. Bombs make short work of most monsters in this game, even the multi-hit ones. Okay, fire into the crowd, make sure there's no one in there. Background elements often, or even foreground elements like the trees, will often hide things that they'll want. Bombs, keys, hostages. So you don't want to go slipping through there. Just to make sure you get all the keys. Now, these flags, they look like they could be a trap. I don't think that this particular batch is a trap, no mines underneath them. But the game is not above doing shit like that, so watch out. Shit, not bombs. Needed to do an airstrike there, I used too many. Okay. In this game, it's often a good idea to shoot ahead of where you're moving, so you can punch a hole through the crowd. But you also don't want to turn your attention away from the guys who are catching up with you. Okay, there was a mine under that one. Here's another password, TV, which I believe if you use it at the beginning of the game takes you back to this checkpoint. Of course. Before I said that checkpoints have no bearing on gameplay, they are points where you can use passwords. However, not every password that you see coincides with the checkpoints that they're near. Okay, lots of multi-hit enemies here. I gotta just plow through them while I can. Fucking Mr. Butane. There we go. Mine layers. Got the mine layers. You may notice right there that the satellite took out the purple guy. They're very effective against multi-hit enemies. Okay, and they absorb hits if you can time it right. I was worried there might be a trap on those. Whoa! That was a little too risky. I overdid it that one. Those suckers take a lot. See, the screen clearing smart bombs are really, oh, that was stupid, really useful, but sometimes they're duds, and they don't do anything, which can be frustrating when you're desperate for a little piece. Okay, in this instant warp, it's all about getting rid of these barrels. Otherwise, they'll all explode at once, and you'll have no chance. You can kind of delay the explosion by shooting them, as the little tip said earlier, but they're going to blow up sooner or later. If you blow up yourself, they don't throw shrapnel everywhere. Okay. So there's the big bomb, gives you a burst of speed and lays down 10 mines. This one's got a ton of. This warp's got a ton of Mr. Butanes to deal with. Not to mention enemy time bombs. Now, sometimes, but not all the time, when you set down a bomb, you get a weak red barrier for just a second. This can really save your hash, but I found that you can't count on it. It seems to not work sometimes. Now these blue Mr. Butanes are just regular grunts. They take only one hit. They don't use their flamethrowers. However, they can still fuck you up. Now that whistling was the smart bomb telling you to go and disarm it immediately. If it blows up, it clears everything on the screen, including you. See, this is totally Smash TV all over again. It reminds me of the Red Buffalo robots in Arena 2, Studio 2, too. This is the best you can do. Just try to survive. Punch holes in the crowd and try to take out the small groups when you can. Whew! Now, sometimes hostages run down the screen in giant crowds like this. It's a good idea to get pretty good at catching these guys, because at the end of the game, it's a pretty critical strategy. Now, thankfully, when I came back from that warp, the turret men didn't come back. Those sandbags kind of shove you around, so you gotta see how it kind of shakes you around. It can jigger you around, so be careful. Mr. Butane often hides in these crates. I don't know why. It's just strange. But if you blow up the crates with your bombs, you can kill Mr. Butane while he's still inside. Oh shit. Oh shit. Shit. Bomb. Okay. This canyon means we're coming up on the boss. Almost there. You want to go behind these cliffs to catch those hidden hostages and keys. This little demon devil's head gives you a little bit of information on fighting Orcus. It kind of describes a strategy, but none of it is really that useful because he always dies in the same way. It describes the order of destroying him. At the end, though, those last two tips are pretty useful. There we go. This is Orcus. He's an amalgamation of all the different bosses from Smash TV. And he takes just as long to kill. One of the major differences is that he can jump in the air and crush you. And he constantly fires. He crushed me in the corner. These two cannons just fire constantly, especially when they're damaged and on fire. When he leaps in the air, you want to drop a bomb under him. Now in this case, he leaped the second time, so I screwed that up. But you want to time it right so the explosion, so the bomb's explosion envelops him as much as possible. Or you want to use it just to push him away. Especially when he's crowding you. And see, this is the hardest part of the fight, when he's just spraying around with his gun like crazy. Okay. As you shoot him and take him down piece by piece, he'll lament the loss of his limb. Fuck, I'm doing terrible. So you can't shoot him in the air. The only weapon that can shoot him is the grenade launcher. Okay, that takes care of his guns. However, he's still not without armaments. So you want to be careful. He's sticking out his tongue now, and he spits out homing missiles. When you walk underneath him, he's going to spit that tongue out multiple times, so watch out. The tongues do kill you. He also breathes fire, like Mr. Butane's flames, out of his nose, so you want to stay a little out of range, that range. See, there go the tongues. Just wanted to demonstrate that, and they kicked my ass. So you want to be careful. Be careful about running underneath him. Try to avoid the bottom of the screen if you can. Don't stand in front of his mouth. I want to get the grenade launcher. There it is. The grenade launcher can hit him while he's in the air. You always want to try to drop bombs under him when he's falling from the air. See, the satellite can take out the homing missiles. So you want to kind of time it so that it will sweep through them. Okay, we got rid of his arms. Start seeing visible damage on his face. Oh, I got it.
Captain Carnage!
Just like Scarface, his eyes pop out when you shoot his face enough. Scarface was the second boss in Smash TV. He was green like this, and his eyes popped out when you shot him. Okay. Unfortunately, it does not quite disable him that much. His eyes aren't not armaments. Okay, so he knocked off his little head there. But that didn't have any weapons either, so he's still basically the same boss. now he's almost dead. Once you've knocked off his shoulders, he's pretty much history. But you still gotta be careful, but he's pretty much dead. Come on. Come on. Got him. Stay away from him. He can still kill you while he's blowing up. Gives me chills every time. And now, like Smash TV, the game counts up all the collectibles you picked up. You can skip this if you want, but I always like to watch it. If the second player was with you, you'd see the same tallying on the right. Again, whoever had the highest score would be the one in front firing the gun. The other player would be staying in the background saying, I can play Pong. Thrill of victory only lasts so long. It's only going to get crazier from here, folks. Well, I'm actually going to stop here. I just wanted to show you the first stage for now, and I'll continue with the second stage a little later. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.